Hi, this is Linda Abraham with I and Admissions. I see frequently on various forums a question that goes something like this. I want to go into financial services, or I want to go into Wall Street. Which is the best MBA program for me? I'm going to address that question in just a second. Okay. We actually just today published a blog post that directly addresses the issue raised by that question. We looked at U.S. News data. We took the number of people in the class, and we took the number of people going into financial services as reported in U.S. News' most recent ranking in the 2014 one. Actually, I think it's the 2015 one, but it's the most recent one. And we simply divided the number going into financial services by the number of people in the class to get a percentage. And we ranked the schools in the top 25 both by the percentage of the class going into financial services and by the total numbers going into financial services. Well, the total number going into financial services, that would be pretty much the schools you expect. Columbia is number 1 with 204, followed by Wharton with 201. It then goes down to Chicago Booth, Harvard, and NYU Stern, which has 120. Those are the 5 schools that have more than 100 grads in its most recent class going into financial services. The data gets more interesting, however, when you look at the percentage of grads going into financial services, because obviously their smaller schools can do much better. And number 1 is Chicago Booth with 32.82%, so that's almost a third of the class. Then you have Washington Olin in St. Louis, which is 32.2%, NYU Stern 32%, UNC Ken Flagler 28.6%, and Columbia Business School 27.95%, almost 28%. So to me, that's much more interesting information, because sure, it's great if you can get into Chicago Booth, you can get into NYU Stern, you can get into Columbia, Harvard, Wharton. Fantastic. You have all the brand clout that those programs have. You have the larger network, the larger alumni association. But you have to have a much more impressive resume, GMAT score, and transcript. So if you don't know if you have that kind of sparkle in your background, then maybe you should consider other programs that send large percentages of their graduates into financial services. And that would, of course, be schools like Washington Olin or UNC or Notre Dame, which is a little bit further down the list. So that's opportunity in those numbers. The other thing you really have to look into, though, financial services is a very broad category. Which specific area of financial services do you want to go into? For example, if you want to go into private equity, well, then you probably either must raise that non-stellar GMAT to the point where you are competitive at the Columbia, the Chicago, Wharton, Harvard, etc. Because I don't know if private equity hires from Washington Olin, or I don't know if it hires at UNC Ken Flagler. You'd really have to research it. If it does, great. Again, there's opportunity there. But if there's no opportunity there, then you simply must raise your GMAT or change your post-MBA career goal. So take a look at the data, use the information here, or at least on our blog post. We'll include a link after the video is over, and it'll help you decide where to apply if financial services is where you want to go. This is Linda Abraham with I and Admissions. Thank you very much for listening.